yes, that will all be part of how I communicate my ideas, my new designs, communicate with customers, and get the brands out there in a way that people can understand the brand values. So social media is pretty key in how I market my products.
When I first started this, I'd never had Facebook, I didn't tweet, I didn't do any of these things. I was a little bit of a dinosaur in social media, much to my kids' amusement. I had to learn it. There's no doubt I had to learn it. But I can honestly say I don't think either Facebook or Twitter drives sales for us in any way. It has to be done because all companies have to do it, and it's quite nice to be able to share information with customers. But young girls will not like a product like ours publicly on Facebook because boys see their Facebook page. I get that. Twitter for me has been more useful than anything for contacting journalists directly and being able to talk to them. So I set up a Twitter account in my own name and then one in the company name so that I can contact them as myself and feed them towards the other account page.
The marketing yourself?
The marketing so far has completely been done by me. I'm learning. It's quite tedious, I have to say, because it takes time. And we're just about to take on our first intern to handle all that and take it away from me. But it's a useful tool. I think we're probably underutilising it at the moment. We'll get there.
So what do you think your biggest driver of sales is?
Oh, word of mouth, undoubtedly. I'm John Lewis. The world loves John Lewis. They trust it implicitly. Of course they do. And they think, well, if you're in there, must be pretty good. And then, of course, they put reviews on their own site, and we've got 9 5-star reviews, which is just brilliant.
Yeah, we're tweeting on a regular basis. Twitter is the main social medium that's used in the golf industry. So yeah, we're getting loads of awareness out there, getting loads of PGA professionals to follow us. All the events that we're attending, we're just pinging out photographs of kids having fun out in the fresh air, hitting golf balls. Fantastic, absolutely brilliant in terms of the social awareness with Twitter in particular.
Yeah, massive. To a point where I don't think we would be the size we are now without it. If we didn't have Facebook in particular, Twitter has been pretty good for us, and Instagram we're pretty new at, but Facebook in particular has been massive for our business. The ability, when I was explaining to people about social media, I say it's like a cup of coffee. It's like friends meeting for a cup of coffee. But through social media, you can be part of that coffee. You couldn't go into a coffee shop and sit down at their table and start giving them leaflets and talking to them about their business because they tell you to get lost. But you can on Facebook. You can be part of the conversation. You can do it in such a relaxed way that everyone starts, people can start talking about you, they can start engaging with you, they can ask you questions instantaneously, and if you're on it, then you can respond to them instantaneously. The fear about social media is the amount of time that it takes to manage your brand on social media, but there are, there's technology out there like Hootsuite and things like that to help you manage those things.
A website and all the interactivity that a clever website can offer, that's been great. That's been fun to learn. Social media, I wonder, it's possibly a little bit hyped up. Either we haven't cracked it, and that's strange to me because we're a business with quite novel products and people really engage with us. People distribute my catalogs for us, that sort of thing. I know people care. But social media, I wonder if we hear about all the success stories and we don't know all those companies who maybe have 1 or 2 dedicated staff and they're still battling away, and it's very, very hard to actually generate profitability on that. I'm not saying you shouldn't have it. I'm just not saying that it's not going to solve your business.
It's just one aspect of
Absolutely.
Marketing. And do you spend time every day using social media?
I wouldn't say daily, but weekly. Yeah, we have a blog, we have a YouTube channel. That's quite expensive to make films. We obviously are on Facebook, and gosh, the list is never ending, but I've got a business to run as well.
And has the technology in terms of manufacturing your products been shaped your business, or have you had to use new technologies, or have you used existing technology to make all the products?
Well, that comes down to a good relationship with the manufacturers, doesn't it? They will tell you what can be done, how products can be improved, and you should listen. And if you have the reserves to try something else and to improve a process or improve a product, you can do it. And if not, you've got to be willing to compromise and say, you know what, that particular improvement, that's for later. I've got to sell what I have.
We've just started, actually. We had an intern in over the summer to start, and we set up Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We actually went through most of them to see where we should focus, we realised that actually social media is we have to be on something like Twitter to be able to sort of to tweet out news, where the market's moving, where the technologies are moving to. But the other thing is recruiting. We hadn't realised how important social media is in the recruitment of people, because if developers and people who are interested in these technologies, they're on Twitter, they're on Facebook, they're on Instagram, and if you're not, then you won't find them, or they won't find you, more importantly. And I'd like people to find us and say, oh, that's an interesting company, I'd like to find out more about them. So I think for both sales, is it tangible? It's really hard to say, but should we be on it? Definitely. And we've just then, following the internship, we've now employed a social media company just to sort of help us through the next stages of it. So I think it will do us have a lot of positive impact on us. So.
It's probably one of our weaker points at the moment. No, we're not using that to our advantage just now. We're working on it, but it's not the best that it can be just now. But it does work really well for one particular market, which is our birthday parties. So it works really well with engaging with potential customers there and letting them see what we're about and seeing the options available, and getting connected with parents.
Well, social media is very important. It was important when I started, but now I've hopefully got a bit of a better idea as to how to use it. With everything from Twitter and Facebook to uploading videos and so on, it's quite hard. It does actually take up quite a lot of time. But if you've only got an hour a day to do on marketing or social media, if you can use that to the best amount of time that you've got, then yeah, that can be quite productive. I think technology has developed to a point where certainly mountain biking is a lot more accessible, which is great. It's not a case where you've got to have lots and lots of money to be able to get out into the hills and go biking. The products that are on the market mean that anyone can do mountain biking at any level, without as big a initial spend as it used to be. So that's great. And I think technology has changed to a point where I can now make a video myself and people can see it and can see what I'm trying to show, whereas before you had to pay someone to do all that.
And has that had a measurable effect on the numbers of people coming to your business?
Yeah, it's quite hard to measure the people coming directly in through the door without questioning them as soon as they're walking through the door. How did you hear about us? Where have you come from? Which you can do through follow-up surveys and filling out forms and so on. But the joy of social media and everything that's happening on the website is that it's a lot easier to see where people have come from. And you can see, if I put a video on, how many people watch it, where they've come from, who shared it. And that makes a big difference.